Good morning, friends. Welcome to Spirit Play. It's so good to be with you today. Did you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday? It felt a little funny this year for me, but I'm so grateful to be here with you today. Are we ready? Are you ready for Spirit Play today? Let's sing our welcome song. Sing along with me if you know it. Welcome, 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 welcome. It's time to say hello now, hello now, hello now. It's time to say hello now to all of our friends. Good morning, Spirit Play friends. I'm Sarah, your teacher for today. And look around and greet whoever's with you at Spirit Play this morning. Maybe your parents, maybe your siblings, maybe a whole crowd of stuffed animals. Who knows who might be at Spirit Play with you this morning? Take a moment to say good morning. All right, we're ready to begin. Let's light our chalice. Do you remember the words? We light this chalice as a symbol of our faith, the light of truth and the warmth of love. Makes me feel warmer already. Are we ready for our peace greeting? Remember, I'll say it first and then you say it. I offer you peace. I offer you friendship. I offer you love. I see your beauty. I hear your needs. I honor the wisdom in you. Come, let us wonder together. Thank you, friends. It's time for our joys and sorrows. Remember, you may want to pass this morning, or you may want to keep your joy and sorrow in your heart, but just name them. You may want to ask your mom and dad to write them down and send an email to Michelle at church so that we can share our joys and sorrows with all of us at Spirit Play. If you'd like to do that, please remember, right now, why don't you share your joys and sorrows with your family, and then I'll share mine. I have a joy because I ate all kinds of yummy food for Thanksgiving, and there are new people in my family this Thanksgiving who I've never had before in my family, and so I'm really grateful and thankful for all the sharing we got to do over Thanksgiving. And I have a sorrow because I know that I have friends that I didn't get to see for Thanksgiving because the virus makes us stay home to love each other. And I know that there are friends of mine who are all by themselves and alone for Thanksgiving, even some of our church friends. And so I have a little sorrow in my heart remembering those people and thinking of them and wishing them good thoughts and knowing that I'm thinking of them. Sometimes that helps, even if it's a sorrow. Well, friends, thank you for sharing your joys and sorrows, and send some to Michelle and me at church, because we really like to read them and we like to share them. Our story today is a very special wintertime story. Let's see what it is. I wonder what this is. I like the color. Ooh, look how big it is. At this time of year, when it gets to be wintry outside, whether we have snow or not, there's someone that children start to think about and start to wonder about in their hearts. Can you guess who it might be? This person is known all over the world, and every place that tells the story of this person tells it in a different way. Lots of different places give this person different names. In Germany, this person is called Kris Kringle. In France, this person is called Père Noël. In Great Britain, this person is called Father Christmas. And here, can you guess who it is? It's our very own Santa Claus. The story of Santa Claus gets told in many different ways in many different parts of the world, and the stories are wonderfully different from one another. In some stories, like ours, Santa Claus lives at the North Pole. But in some other stories, Santa lives in Finland. In some stories, Santa wears a red and white coat, and in some other stories, he wears a blue robe. Sometimes Santa delivers presents in a sleigh with 8 reindeer. And in some other stories, Santa rides a horse with 8 legs. So many different stories about this exceptional and wonderful and magical person. One story that is consistent, that stays the same, is the story of a real man who lived named Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas lived in a country called Turkey a long, long time ago in a city named Smyrna. And he was loved by the people. Nicholas, as a boy, studied hard, and he prayed and prayed, and he loved God and he loved the church. Nicholas, since he was a servant of God, was a servant of love. And Nicholas loved to give to others, to support them, and to help them whenever he could. In Smyrna, the town he lived in, the people loved Nicholas for one reason. He was good at loving people. And for that reason, when their old bishop died, a new bishop was elected, and they hands down said, "Nicholas, we want you to be our bishop." Nicholas was the bishop in that town for a long time and helped the people and served them well. Here's one story that we have about Nicholas. But first, let's see, what did Nicholas look like in real life? He was a bishop who wore a special hat called a mitre. If we make it like this, what does that look like? Maybe like our Santa Claus's hat? As a bishop, Nicholas carried around a staff called a crozier, shaped like this. Today at Christmas time, we have something shaped just like that, a candy cane. Many, many connections between Saint Nicholas and our Christmas holiday. Here's one story about Nicholas. Back a long time ago when Nicholas lived, When a woman was ready to get married, she had to bring property or money into the marriage. It was called a dowry. Once in the town of Myrna, there was a man who had 3 daughters, but he was very, very poor. He could hardly feed and take care of his daughters, let alone have a big dowry or big amount of money to help them to get married. This was a terrible situation, and so what he decided was there was no way for them to get married, and he had to sell them into slavery. This was not good at all. When Nicholas heard about this family, he was troubled in his heart and he really wanted to help. So one night, Nicholas snuck over to the house with a bag of gold. And as he walked by, he tossed it into the open window and it landed in the house. When the family woke up in the morning, the father found the gold and they all rejoiced. The oldest sister had enough money to get married. She would not have to be sold into slavery. They were so grateful. And there were still 2 daughters left. So Nicholas snuck back to the house again with a bag of gold and threw it in the middle of the night into the open window. In the morning, when the family got up, again they rejoiced and rejoiced. The second daughter would not have to be sold into slavery. Now she had enough money to get married. Oh, they were so happy. And the father started to wonder who was helping him. And he really wanted to say thank you. Nicholas really believed that when you're helping someone, you should do it in secret. That way you know you're really helping them because you want to, and not because people will say good things about you or praise you for it. So Nicholas had been very, very sneaky. He still wanted to help the 3rd daughter, and the father really wanted help for his daughter, but he also wanted to know who was doing this. So he locked all the windows and he kept watch at the door at night. Nicholas did not know what to do, but he climbed up the roof instead and dropped a bag of gold down the chimney. It said it landed in the 3rd daughter's stocking, which was hung inside the fireplace to dry. The 3rd daughter did not have to be sold into slavery either. She had enough money to get married. Nicholas did many, many things to help and support and love people, just like he helped this family. He made a very big impression on his town, and news about him spread everywhere. In the church, he got a special title called a saint because he helped people and loved them so much. After he died, people still told stories about St. Nicholas. And in the wintertime, when we get to Christmas, a lot of people like to try to be like Nicholas because he gave such good gifts and he loved people and helped them, which is part of the spirit of Christmas time. I have a cutie here. Do you see it? Cuties sometimes get eaten in Christmas time because they look a little bit like a gold-colored coin. People sometimes eat oranges like this and they remember St. Nicholas and they remember the gold that he gave to a family to help them. At this time of year, we have a special opportunity to be like Nicholas, to give gifts to one another, to receive gifts from one another, and to help make the world a better place with our love. I I wonder, friends, what was the best part of this story this morning? Talk with your family about what the best part of the story was for you this morning. I wonder, friends, what was the most important part of this story this morning? Friends, if you were someone or something in this story this morning, who or what would you be? And I wonder, is there anything in this story that we could leave out and still have all the story we need? I hope that you enjoyed our story today. And now it's work time to help us think about our story. What kinds of activities might you do this morning to think about St. Nicholas and Santa Claus, or maybe one of those other people that's the same people? I hope that you enjoy your activity time today. Feel free to pause the video and do your activities until you feel complete. And then we can come back for the end of class. Friends, it's time for the end of our class today. I've been so happy to be here with you. Thank you for being here with me in Spirit Play. Let's unlight our chalice. We know, even though we extinguish this chalice, that the light of truth and the warmth of love will go with us in our hearts. Are you ready to sing our goodbye song? Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you next time.